All right, my plan was to start with kind of shoulders, but not like on the other day we did more of like a strong shoulder class. This is more of shoulder release class. So before we do that, let's just sit for a moment and we'll take a few little checks and then we'll recheck later. So first one is just to bring your chin down towards your chest. Notice how that feels and how far you go. And then come back to center and lift your chin up. Bring your head to center. And then let's turn your face over to the right side. And back to center. And over to the left side. And back to center. And then we'll tilt right ear towards the right shoulder. And then the left ear to the left shoulder. And back to center. So we'll check that later. Let's also check our arm lift overhead. So take your arms just overhead and do kind of a little robot move. Yeah, good. All right, so let's take your hands here right at the front of your throat. And then on one side, you'll just lovingly mush the skin back and move the fingers behind your ear. And then do the other side. Yeah, we'll just alternate sides there, letting the head and the neck be supported by your hands as you do this. And see if you can relax your jaw. And then from there, we'll pause. Release your hands and just sit for a moment. Let's have the eyes closed as long as that feels okay. Just take a few easy breaths. Imagine here that on the inhale, the breath could move just underneath the shoulder blades and up. And on the exhale, the breath could sweep down and back over the top of the shoulder blade. Take a few breaths with that in mind. Like the shoulder blades were a little cape and the breath were a little breeze. And then let that idea go. Now think about your head and just let it be perfectly balanced at the very top of your spine. And you might even take the tiniest little bobble, like those little bobblehead dolls. And then let's let the head wobble settle. Dip your chin down and blink your eyes open. Keeping your hands here right on the legs. Next time you exhale, let your back round, bow down a little, and then on the inhale, move your chest forward and then lift up. So on the exhale, we'll roll down and back, and on the inhale, come forward and up. So we're kind of making a circular pattern here as we breathe and move. Great. And then the next time we come just right back to center, let's pause there. If your legs are crossed, take a moment with the other one in front just to do something different. And let's turn to your right here. Put your left hand on the right leg. Right hand behind you. Press down through the back hand as you sit up tall. And then turn your face to look forward and let's stretch your right arm up and over here on the diagonal. Yeah. Good. Stay in your position, but try turning your head down towards the floor. That's it. And then bring yourself to center. Yeah, let's change sides. So the right hand goes to the left leg. Press your left hand down as you sit up tall. And then turn your face forward. Stretch the back arm up and over here. And then once you get there, see how it feels to turn your face down a little bit towards the floor. Good. All right, and and then undo that, come back to center. Take your fingertips on the front of the shoulders and just make a few little bat wings. I forgot to say the props, and I didn't even do it myself. Do you guys each have 2 blankets? Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm gonna get another one. So let me set you up first, and then I'll go get my other one. Open your blanket out one time, so it's this size first. And then starting at the folds down to the fringe, you'll make a roll. And it just stays put a little better if you open it first. And then the second one we won't need yet, but you can have it handy. You'll just kind of fold it in half. Do you need a second one? Yeah, here, yeah. Well, this is great because they were not folded very well, so we can fold them nicely when we put them back. All right, so just put that one aside. And also put the roll aside, and we want to just take a quick little pre-check here. So come down onto that. You can keep your knees bent and take just a brief moment here to notice how your body has met the floor. And in particular, notice the upper back, your shoulder blades, and the curve of your neck. And also the tilt of your head. Does it feel like the chin is pulling away from you, or does it feel like the chin feels like it's in a good place? Yeah. All right. And then from here, come up and we'll grab that roll and we'll situate it right here across the upper back. And as you come down, we'll start with it right about at the bra strap level, and you'll hold your hands. Hold your hands behind your head. And then from this position here, lift the pelvis a teensy bit and try to pull the pelvis down slightly away from your head. From this position, slowly begin to arc yourself back over the roll. And this first one is really just to see where you are with that. Don't try to strain or do anything too difficult. And then from here, use your hands to lift the head a little bit and take a side bend. Go to one side and then go to the other side. Yeah. And then come back to center. And now let's scooch your body down a little bit so the roll goes a bit higher up your back. And then from here, just back and forth, we'll do side bend, one side, other side. And as you're doing that, you can slowly start to scooch yourself back a little bit so the roll goes a little bit lower and a little bit lower. And we don't want to go too much lower than the shoulder blades. We don't want to get into the lumbar spine here, so we're just working on the upper back. And then once you get down there, we'll go the other direction. This one's a little harder to do. You can kind of take a little butt walk here as that helps you move the other direction. Yeah. Let's take one more time, side to side, going back. So the roll moves down the spine. Yeah. I know, it's such a weird thing, isn't it? And then go the other direction so the roll moves up the spine. Yeah. Great. And then let's pause when you're about kind of middle of the shoulder blades. And now roll over onto your right side. And at first, let's hold the head with your bottom arm. Yep. Roll yourself a little forward and a little back towards the floor and away from the floor. You can let go of the head with the top arm, so it's just the bottom arm holding. Yeah. We're going to do this one in a little bit later with a block, but the blanket's a little softer, so just check it out. Next time you roll slightly back, see if you can feel the roll against the kind of the inner border of your shoulder blade, and take a little cat-cow flexion and extension in your spine with the roll on the inner border of the shoulder blade. And that's approximate, it might not be exactly there. Yeah, great. And now pause. roll a little more towards the floor. So now the roll is more on the outer border of the blade, and change hands. So now it's the top hand that holds your head. And then pick up the bottom arm with the bent elbow. Just start to kind of draw some shapes with your right elbow. And as you're doing this, the roll is lovingly digging into the outer border of the right shoulder blade. That's kind of a sensitive area for many of us, and one that we don't pay a lot of attention to unless we're doing something weird like this. Yeah. All right, so let's pause. Come back to center onto your back. Hold your head with both hands. And then from there, let's just take a few side bends and see if it feels any different between the sides, right to left. Yeah. All right. And then from here, let's roll over onto your other side. So now it's just the bottom arm that holds the head. And we'll rock a little towards the floor and then a little away from the floor. So do that one a few times. Yeah. Great. And then the next time you rock slightly back, so you're approximately at the inner border of the shoulder blade, you'll do some cat-cow flexion and extensions here. And the blanket roll will lovingly dig into that spot on the lower portion of the inner shoulder blade. Yeah. And then we'll pause. Now roll a little more towards the floor and hold your head with the top arm. Bend the bottom elbow and start to draw some shapes with the bottom elbow. So now here we are getting into the outer part of the lower shoulder blade. Yeah, some interesting little spots there. Okay, and then we'll pause, return to your back again. And then let's do one more round here. Start with the roll pretty high up, like as high up as it is, not into the neck, but a little lower than that. And then we'll do again our side to side. Oh, mine opened up quite a bit. Yeah, side to side. And as you're doing that, start to kind of scooch your body back so the roll goes down like we did before. Side to side to side to side. But don't go all the way down to the lumbar. So just about bra strap level, maybe a little below that. Yeah. And then same thing will go the other direction. Yeah. So this next time here, as you're coming down, let's pause at the spot where we started this, just about at the bottom tips of the shoulder blades. Yeah. Pause there like we did before. Lift the pelvis a teensy bit and scooch it forward away from you. And then start to arc yourself back and over the roll and see if you have any more room to go down than you did before. Oh, yeah. It's a yoga miracle. All right. And then from here, yogis, let's come off of the roll just briefly here. Put it to the side. We're going to use it again. And come onto your back and notice if you're meeting the floor differently than before the roll. Yeah, I know that some of that stuff was super weird up there, but now that we're done with that section, do you notice anything going on? Yeah. All right. So there is more to come. For this next one, we're going to set the roll up long ways. So it's vertical. And then here's where we'll want the second blanket to go underneath your pelvis. Now, once we get down there, if you feel like your head needs to be elevated, you could use the third blanket for underneath the head. All right. So you'll come down like so. We want the head to be fully supported. So that means you have to adjust a little bit. Go ahead and do. So for this one, the roll goes along the length of the spine, and we want the shoulder blades to kind of drop off the two sides. Yeah. Once you have that situated, give yourself a small little rock from side to side. Not so much that you feel like you're going to fall off the roll, but just enough so that you feel the roll rubbing up against the inner border of the shoulder blades. Yeah, great. And then let yourself gradually settle there. And take your arms right in front of your chest with a very lazy, loose kind of bend in all of the joints. And now it's the sea monster. Move around like you're a sea monster in the water. And you can do any kind of direction with that, with the arms. I feel how the roll is finding all these spots in there, isn't it? Yeah. All right, guys. So from here, let's let the movement start to settle down and pause with the arms just right out in front of your chest. Again, with like loose arms. On the inhale, take the arms wide, but only as wide as you can see your fingers in your peripheral. And then on the exhale, come in front of the chest, crisscross the arms and give yourself a hug. So take that a few more times. On the inhale, we open. And on the exhale, close. Try to put the other arm on top if you remember. And take that a few more times, noticing how when the arms come in to that hug position, the shoulder blades move apart. And when the arms go wide, the shoulder blades move together. Good. All right. Let's pause here and just rest the arms down alongside you. Take one more round of just a little slow wobbles for the roll. Yeah. And now from here, we'll make snow angels. As we inhale, take your arms out to the side and up in the direction of your head. And then on the exhale, out to the side and down by your hips. So take that again a couple more times. And as you're going along, do your best to keep the backs of the hands touching the floor, even if that means you don't go all the way up. If there's a limitation and you feel like you have to lift the arm, let that be your stopping ground. It might be different on the two sides. Yeah. Right, and in addition to whatever's going on in between the shoulder blades, you might feel some stretch sensation across the armpit in the front, the pectoralis muscles. All right, guys, let's pause next time the arms come down. And now bring your arms up right in front of the chest again. Bend your elbows and hold your elbows with your hands. Yes, it's like an I Dream of Jeannie. Move the arms a little to your right and move the chest a little to your left. And then do the opposite. Yeah. Take that one more time, each direction. Good. And then pause here. Just take some small little circles of this arm situation in front of your chest. And as that's happening, feel what's going on with your roll and the shoulder blades. Yeah, go the other direction with the circle. I keep finding one spot that I never knew was there, and now here it is. And then let's pause here and swap the arm that you've got on top. And this one, instead of circles, let's start to draw the arms back in the direction of your head. But if you have the ability to go all the way to the floor, don't go that far. Yeah. And then come back to center. Do that one again a few more times. Yeah. You can stop at about like the cheekbone or the ear. Good. Let's take the last one of those. And then we'll do one more here. Release the arms down. Just rest the arms for a second. Yeah. And then the next one is, I call it the window washer. Let's take both arms just wide, kind of out like the letter T. And then you'll lift the right arm and elbow off the floor. Keep your palm facing the ceiling and just make little circles here on the right side, like you're washing the windows. Whenever I do this one, I think of how bad I am at washing the windows. You know, I think actually it's when you wash them for real, go the other direction. Stripes, like side to side, goes better than circles. But we'll leave that conversation for another day. Let's let that one go. Do the other side. So bend the elbow, lift, and wash the left window here. I used to work in a dance studio. We always had to wash the mirrors. And it looked worse when I was done than before I started. Go the other way. Yeah. Okay. Said one more thing, but there's still one more thing. Release that one. Just take a little pause. All right, this time with the arms out wide, bend your elbows and have the fingertips up towards your ceiling. Yeah, and the elbows are on the floor. On the inhale, rotate the arms so that they go towards your head. The fingers go towards your head, and then on the exhale, rotate the fingers towards the floor. So take that one a few more times, and it's not necessary for the hands to touch the floor. Some people, they might. For me, they're not even close. Yeah. Good. And then let's pause the next time we're back in that starting position, fingers up towards the ceiling. Now let the right one go towards your head, the left one go towards your feet, and turn your face a little to the right. And then we'll change. So the left one goes up, the right one goes down, turn your face left. Take that one a few times more, one side, other side. Yeah. All right, yogis. And then from here, let's come back to center, release your arms. Take one more round of wobbles, and then you can add to that the sea monster. So it's a wobbly sea monster. Asana. Yeah. Great, 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 great. And when you are ready to be done with this one, just very gently roll off of the blankets and then push them out of the way. Come to lie down on your back. And we'll just check it out. Oh, even better for me, because it's all about me. Notice how you're meeting the floor, and especially in the upper back and the shoulder blades, the neck and your head. Yeah. And then while we're down here, lengthen the legs if they're not already. Stretch your arms back, like you're waking up. Aha. Give the right arm and right leg a little extra, and the left arm and the left leg a little extra. And then from here, let's bring the knees in toward your chest. Just curl into a small little ball here and give yourself a rock from side to side. Yeah. And then we'll turn that into a circle using your hands to steer your knees. Let's go the other way. Great. And then from here, friends, hold your hands behind your right thigh. Put the left leg on the floor. You can have the knee bent or straight. And on the right side, press your leg into your hands and slowly reach up through your right heel. Yeah. From there, we'll keep the leg your version of straight and move your right foot. Anything you want to do there. Good. All right. And then let's pause here. Bend your right knee. If the left, straighten the left leg if it's not, and we'll twist. Bring your right leg to the left, any amount. Now in this twist, the right side body tends to shorten. See if you can move the right hip down a little bit away from your shoulder. Good. Let's come back to center. And then we'll change sides. We'll hold behind the left leg and press leg into hands, hands into leg as you go for a straighter leg. And then from there, you can add in any sort of foot movement in the left side. Good, 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 good. Okay, and then pause here, bend the left knee, make sure the right leg is long on the floor, and then we'll take the twist, bringing your left leg over to the right. All right, everybody, let's return to center here. And we are about to come off of your back. So if there's any last little something or other that you want to do, now would be a good time. Don't worry though, once we get off the back, it'll still be pretty chill. So let's turn over onto your all fours, hands and knees position. Oh. Or don't, if you want to stay down, it's cool. Yeah. So once we get here, all fours position, think about your shoulder blades on your back and let them just start moving around. And wherever that leads you, go with it. Yeah. So everything really will move, but let it be the shoulder blades that start. And then if it feels right you can shift forward, back. You can make larger movements if you like. You could keep it small if that's better. Right. And then make your way to child's pose. Feel free to go a little wider in the knees if you like. And once you arrive, go up onto the tips of your fingers. I call that spider fingers. And without moving your fingers, give them a little scrunch, like you're trying to bring them towards each other, but they're glued onto the floor. That's it. And then release your palms down. Bend your elbows a little. And without moving your hands, try to drag them towards your knees. The hips will lift. On the inhale, shift forward and come up to cow pose. On the exhale, round the back and go from cat to child's pose, putting your elbows down. Take that a few more times. Use the inhale to pull yourself forward and up. And the exhale around and go back. Now, as this is happening, when we pull forward and up, the shoulder blades move towards each other and down the back. And then when we round, at first they'll go wide apart and then they'll glide up the back. Yeah, so let that happen. They'll come towards each other and down the back, and then they'll widen and go up the back. Let's take that one more time. Yeah, next time we're back in child's pose, we'll stay. Walk both arms just a smidge over to the right side and put the left hand on top of the right hand as you drop back a little for your left hip. That's it. And then we'll do the other side, a little bit over to the left. Once you get there, put the right hand on top and drop back a little through your right hip. And then let's return to center. Keep your knees wide if they already were. And then bring your left hand a bit forward and more towards the midline. As we inhale, turn your chest to the right, but keep your elbow bent and see if you can squeeze the shoulder blade towards your spine. And then on the exhale, scoop the arm under and let the shoulder blade pull away from your spine. So do that a few times more. Inhale, we'll turn, find that little squeeze with the elbow bent, and then release it down. Yeah, so kind of like you're squeezing a little sponge, but it's the space between the shoulder blade and the spine every time we turn open. And then you'll release the squeeze every time we come down. So let's take it one more, and we'll meet next time we're in the down position. Resting your head on something. If it doesn't meet the floor, go get a block and put it under. Now stay here and press the right arm, the back of the arm downward towards the floor. And this is teeny tiny. See if you can shift your whole torso a little forward and a little back. Yeah. And now this one is even tinier. Can you move the hips a little to the right and then a little to the left? Do that one a few times. And all of this is in an attempt to stretch out a little that spot in between the shoulder blade and the spine. Yeah, all right. From here, press into the left hand, come back to center. Before we swap sides here, let's do a few cat-cows in the center, keeping the wide position in the knees. And notice any difference in the right shoulder blade and the left. Yeah, let's pause here. Take the right hand a little forward and a little more towards the center. On the inhale, go to the left side, bend the elbows, squeeze. And on the exhale, scoop under, unsqueeze, and find that little stretch. So take this every time you go open, we squeeze that little sponge in between the shoulder blade and the spine. And every time we scoop under, we release that. Yeah. Good. All right, friends, we'll pause here the next time we go down. Stay under there. If you need a prop, take it. And then on the left arm, press it straight down into the floor and we'll keep it kind of pinned in there. Tiny, tiny little bit. Move your whole torso a little forward and a little back. And then pause. Even tinier amount, move the hips a little to the right and a little to the left. Do that a few times. The whole while we're gently pressing the left arm towards the floor. Good. Pause there, press into the right arm to come out. And then let's reset your knees so they're just underneath you. Take a breath in, and on the exhale, round the back into cat pose. Let the shoulder blades move apart. And on the inhale, move into your cows. Draw the shoulder blades down the back. Take that a few more times. Yeah. Great. Great, 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 great. From here, friends, let's come back to child's pose. Have the toes tucked under for this one. Walk your knees back a little bit, and without moving your hands, try to push the mat down and forward so you can reach back a little through your heels. That's it. And then walk the hands out a little further forward. Press down into the floor as we round the back up, first through cat pose. Untuck your toes. Continue forward until the spine unravels. The head comes up last. Bend your elbows and lower all the way down to the belly. Then once you get down here, lift the chest, but just barely, a little bit off the floor. Roll one shoulder up, back, and down, other shoulder up, back, and down, and do that continuously so it makes like a little snake motion. Yes, slither cobra. Every time I do this one, I think I better do more of this one. All right, guys, from here, let's pause in the center. Lift both shoulders, the head of the arm bone away from the floor to broaden your collarbones. And then don't move your hands, but try to pull the hands back towards your feet. As we inhale, we lengthen. Think length over lift. You'll come up a little bit. And on the exhale, back that off. Do it 2 more times. Inhale, we find that pull back through the arms as we lengthen and lift. And release. Let's take last one here. And then keep coming until we go onto the knees. Tuck your toes under. Lift the knees and come into downward facing dog pose. Yeah, for this one is their first downward dog. Move a little bit. You can pedal the feet. You can shift your hips. You can move your spine. Yeah. All right, yogis. From here, as you're ready, let's separate your feet, mats a distance apart. Bend your knees, curl your arms to the back. Heels will land. Let's bend the rest the forearms here on the thighs. And without going anywhere, see if you can slide the chest forward and glide the shoulder blades down the back. From here, tone a little through your abdomen, press into your heels. And as we inhale, we'll rise all the way up. Lift your arms overhead. And then on the exhale, we'll put the arms down, bend slightly, not so much bend, but just relax through all of your joints. And start this shoulder blade initiation. Any kind of movement is fine, but let it be the shoulder blades that start you off. Oh, yeah. It's like standing sea monster asana. Good, good, good. And then let that one settle down. We'll keep your medium wide stance here. Take your right arm, slice it across and up. Pivot, lifting the right heel. And then down we come. Do the other side, slice across and up, lift the left heel. That's it. And then let's do one more time on each side. If you want to look down, sometimes that's interesting. Yeah, and then the other side. Great. All right, release that. Let's stay at the back of the mat. We'll reset your stance so your feet are just right underneath you. Root down through the feet. Inhale, send your arms up overhead. Exhale, down we go. Bend your knees a little, forward fold. On the inhale, slide your shoulder blades down the back, broaden your collarbones. Come down here. Let's take the hands forward. We'll go plank to the belly. We're not going to stay in plank. Not today. We did enough of that the other day. All right, friends, once you're here, lengthen the legs back and down. For this one, let's send the arms back alongside you. Begin with the backs of the hands on the floor. Lift the front of your shoulders, bringing your shoulder blades onto the back. And then on the inhale, lift the arms, lift the legs, lengthen before lifting. And then exhale, come down a little. Do that a few more times. As we come up, you can rotate the arms so the palms of your hands turn towards your legs. Good. And then last time from the up position, reset your hands, have them right beside the chest, lower the legs down. Inhale, peel up through cobra. Let's go onto the knees here. Tuck your toes under, and on the exhale, back we go downward facing dog pose. If you want to add in a little pedal action here, you're most welcome to. Great, great, great. And then from here, this time let's come to the front of the mat. So bring your feet to your hands. One time here, half lift, slide your shoulder blades down the back. Lower yourself down, bend the knees, press into your heels. Use the inhale to rise, taking your arms up overhead. Next, your arms. Yeah, let's slither again. Because we can, you know? Yeah. Life is too short not to slither. Okay, guys. From here. If you like to have blocks for poses like lunge and triangle, go get them and bring them to the front of your mat. Okay. And then from here, on the inhale, take your arms up overhead. Exhale, bring them down, bend your knees forward, fold. On the inhale, slide your chest forward, lengthen the legs. Exhale, down we come, bend the knees. Let's do just that little half lift again. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to lower. One more time, we lengthen. As we lower here, step your right leg back. We'll start in a lunge pose. Don't move your hands, but try to drag them back as we move the chest forward. Let the shoulder blades draw down the back. From here, we'll take the back heel down to the floor. And the right arm, we kind of did this in the thread the needle pose. Turn your chest to the right, bend the elbow and find that little squeeze. Remember the shoulder blade towards the spine. And then let it come down. Do that twice more. We bend the elbow, we turn the chest, find a little squeeze. And then take it down. One more time, we turn open. This time, if you want to take the arm up, great. If you don't want to do that, keep the elbow bent. And then let's take the arm forward, overhead, all the way down to the floor. Lift the back heel. Set the back knee down here. If you need a blanket, you can take it. And then on the inhale, slide the chest forward, shoulder blades down the back as we come up. And then on the exhale, let yourself shift back. Front leg will go straighter. Let the shoulder blades move apart. And on the inhale, come forward, shoulder blades draw closer together and down the back. Do that a few more times. Find that nice glide here of the shoulder blades gliding along the ribs. Extra bonus, the legs get a little movement and a little stretch too. Yeah. Great. Let's pause here the next time we shift forward. Tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee. Move the blocks if you've got them and head into downward facing dog pose. From here, downward facing dog pose, bend your knees a little bit, bend your elbows a little bit, and the tiniest amount, slide your chest towards your hands. That's it. Turn the elbow tips in towards each other, and then press down through your hands as the arms straighten. The shoulder blades will naturally glide in the direction of your head and wide. Slowly let the legs go longer here, downward facing dog pose. Yeah. It looks good. I think you got all of that. I said a lot of things. Let's come to the front of the mat. We'll take 2 times that half lift. On the inhale, chest moves forward, slide your shoulder blades down. Exhale, come down. Let's bend the knees. Do that again. Great. And I always say one more. Let's do one more. On the next one, you'll step the left leg back, setting up for your lunge pose here. Yeah. Keep the knee off the floor at first. Try to drag your blocks back as you move the chest forward. Turn the back heel down to the floor. And then from here, the left arm, let's start to turn and bend the elbow. Find that little squeeze, shoulder blade towards the spine. That's it. And then undo. And go again. Same thing as we rotate, we find that little squeeze. Gorgeous. Yeah, that little sponge. That's it. And then on this last one, if you want to, once you get up there, lengthen the arm, you can. If not, forget about it. Press into the back heel. Take the top arm forward overhead. Let the shoulder blade move as you do it. Bring the hand down, lift the back heel, set the back knee down. And then on the inhale, slide your chest forward and lift. Shoulder blades draw down the back. And then on the exhale, as we shift back, let the shoulder blades widen. They'll slide up the back. Do that a few more times. Yeah. So when the shoulder blades slide down the back, you can kind of help that happen. When they slide up the back, that'll happen on its own. Just let it. Yeah. Good. All right, yogis. Next time we're in the forward position, we'll pause. Lift the back knee off the floor. And then let's go downward facing dog again. I'm going to say the same instructions that I did before, so you get a chance if it didn't work out last time. From here, bend the knees slightly, bend the elbows slightly, let them go wide just for a sec. Are you all right?
Yeah. I'm trying to do that in one step.
Oh, you can take lots of steps. And then a teensy bit, slide your chest towards your hands. And then turn your elbow tips towards each other. And as you do that, the shoulder blades will kind of wrap around the sides a bit. From there, press down and forward. As the arms start to go straighter, the hips go back. The shoulder blades will draw up the back towards your head. Lengthen the legs. Yeah. All right. Good deal, yogis. Let's come up to stand. Any way you want to get there is fine. And then we'll do another round of our sea monsters. You can utilize that little kind of squeeze and release in between the shoulder blade if you want. Good. Okie dokie. So next, we'll take a little bit of something for the neck. Go get a block. And this is another kind of odd one, but it's like an oddly good one. So we'll take the block, and you'll actually have it like so at the side of your head. And you want the flat part of the block kind of just above the cheekbone there at the temple. And this is, you press, but you don't, it's not like press, it's just a little bit. So press the block into your head. And now the head presses into the block, but the block creates resistance as you start to turn to your right. Yeah. And then once you're there, now the block starts pushing into the head, but the head is creating resistance as you come back to face forward again. So let's do that 2 more times. The head presses the block and the block resists. Once you get there, then the head resists to come back to center. Yeah. So instead of a tug of war, it's a little push of war. Why am I asking you to do this? I'll tell you in a second. Let the block go. And turn your face to the left and just see how that feels. We checked that earlier in class. And now turn your face to the right. Whoa. Was it better on the right side? Better do the other side. Yeah, let's do it. So here we go. Block head asana. Head presses into the block, but the block resists as we turn the face to the left. And then the block presses into your face, but the face resists as we come back to center. This side's harder for me. Let's go 2 more times, nice and slow. Try not to turn the whole chest, yeah? Nice. And then once that's done, put the block down for a second. And then just take a little turn both sides. We could call it owl asana.
No.
Gentle.
I call it blockhead asana. I love
Blockhead asana. Yeah, I have a lot of different names I call things.
Introduce.
Yes, oh, it's the yoga miracle. All right, so we'll take next that same sequence we did in side angle pose, but this time it'll be triangle pose. So let's come to the front of your mat. We're nearing the end here. Inhale, up we come. Exhale, down we go. Let's bend the knees on the way down. And then on the inhale, slide your shoulder blades down the back, move your chest forward. Lower yourself down here. Step your right leg back into lunge pose. And again, move the chest forward, shoulder blades down the back. From here, turn the back heel down to the floor and let's slowly press into the left heel to go straighter in the left leg. You can slide the block back a little bit. Now the right arm, at first just let it dangle, and then let's bend the elbow and find that little squeeze, shoulder blade towards the spine, and then undo. And go again, same exact thing. And then we undo. And then on this last one here, let's go again. And this time, if you want to take the arm up, you can. Press into the back heel. Take the right arm forward, overhead, and let's pause in this position, this kind of diagonal. Yeah. And then turn your face to the floor, release the arm. Let's bend the front knee, lift the back heel. Lower the back knee, take a few rounds more of this. So inhale, we slide the chest forward and up, shoulder blades down the back. And as we exhale and come back, the shoulder blades will naturally move apart and up the back. So do that a few times more, just like we were doing in our cat-cows. Nice. All right, everybody. From here, let's come to the front. Lift the back knee, go into your downward facing dog pose. I'm not going to say what I said before, but if you remember and if you find that useful, you can add it in. All right. As you're ready, let's head forward. Bring your feet to the hands. This time, just take one half lift. We'll use that to transition. On the way down, step the left leg back, starting in the lunge, keeping the knee off the floor. Move the chest forward, slide the shoulder blades down the back. Turn your back heel down to the floor. Press into the front heel to go for a straighter right leg, and you can move the arm back. I need to go a little higher on this side. And then drop the left arm down. As you turn, bend the elbow. Find that shoulder blade squeeze. That's it. And then undo the squeeze, undo the arm. Go again, same exact thing. We turn, we squeeze, and then we release. And then on this last one, as we turn and squeeze, go ahead and lengthen the arm all the way if you wish. Press into the back heel. Take the top arm out in the diagonal. Yeah. Good. And then let's look towards the floor. Release the arm, bend the front knee, lift the back heel, and lower the back knee. Take a few more rounds of this. Inhale, chest forward, shoulder blades down the back. Exhale, we take it back, shoulder blades widen. Couple more, just like that. Oh, yogis. Yeah. Nice job, everybody. Let's pause next time we're in the forward position. Lift the back knee. Move your blocks, and we'll head back into our downward facing dog pose. Yeah. Great. Go ahead and take child's pose. Lower your knees down, sit your hips back. Child's pose. So we were on the blanket roll earlier, and I said later in class we're going to do this on a block. Sometimes I say stuff like that and then I forget to do it, but today I remember. So let's come up, and you'll take your block. Let's do the right side first. It's on a diagonal, and it's not right in the armpit. It's just a little below. And Cleopatra style, you'll come down like so and hold up your head with the bottom arm. Yeah. And we've got, these blocks are relatively soft, but if it's too hard for you, you can use a blanket roll instead. You can go back to that. And then let's rock a little forward towards the floor, and then a little back. Oh my goodness. Did we do this the other day? Yeah, we did. So here we're doing it again. Yeah. This is another one. I'm like, oh, we need to do more of this every time we do it. I should write this stuff down. But then I come back to it and I'm like, oh, this is so cool. It's new again. Next time we're slightly back, stay there and do a little cat cow. Yeah. All right, you these little pods. Come up to sit for a sec before we change sides. And our recheck is gonna be that robot arm situation. So lift the arms just straight up. Already though, it feels different. And then do your little robot slice, particularly going back. You might notice a little more ability to do that on the one side. Good. All right. And then release. Yeah, notice too when you release if it's different from the left. Okay, better do the second side. So come on down here. Yeah. Well, it would be like you walk around in circles for the rest of the night. You can skip the second side. So it's not right in the armpit, a little below. Oh, this side is already worse. Hold on to your head and rock a little towards the floor and then a little back. Next time we go a little back and stay and add in some cat cows here on the side. Good. All right, friends, just pause. As you're ready, take yourself back up to the center and we'll recheck all of our checks here. So first, let's do this one, arms overhead. You're like floating. Check out your robot. Oh yeah, amazing. And then let's put the arms down. Sit well and tilt your chin down towards your chest. See how that one feels? And then tilt the chin up. And then back to center and let's rotate. We already checked this one, but why not again? And then from center tilt, right ear to the right shoulder, and left ear to the left. All right, and come back to center. Oh, what is time for Shavasana? Let's come on down here. You can prop any way that you like or be completely prop free. Yeah. Before we mentally come into Shavasana, let's take a last little recheck of your laying down position. Yeah. So notice just how you fit in on the floor. The shoulder blades, the neck curve, the tilt of your chin. And bring your attention to the little bony spot right behind your ears. And in your mind's eye, from there, trace down the sides of your neck and out to the top of your shoulder. And see if you can ask that to let go. And then ask your shoulder blades to rest. All of the muscles surrounding your shoulder blades. They did a lot today. See if you can let them go. Coming back up to the head, right at the base of your skull. From there down the length of your spine, can you relax all of the muscles along the spine? Relax through your abdomen. Let your belly move as you breathe. Take a deeper, fuller breath. Start to create a little bit of movement anywhere you like. When you're ready, you can bend your knees and roll to one side. From there, take your time to come upright. We'll meet sitting. Just allow the shoulder blades to drape down your back. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.